If this isn't a downspout drainage 911, I don't know what is. All right, so they did upgrade their downspouts to 3x4. I'll show you how I could tell. You see up there, there's like a funnel. They opened it up to a bigger mouth and went to a 3x4. So I love that, and I love that because of the leaves. Leaves always get stuck here and here on 2x3s, but they don't get stuck in those locations on 3x4s. But yeah, these badly need it. So they just had, you know, those cheap gutter adapters that just get it a few feet away. So look at this one. This one was buried. We see this all the time. So here's the 90. It came down into that. Look at that. It's full of roots. Why? No tape. No tape to keep the roots out, and it's a perforated pipe. It's not supposed to have holes in it. It's supposed to be a solid pipe. We see this all the time. Downspout 911 right here. Look at this, man. Roots. Look at these big roots. Look at this root right here. Grew between the pipe and the 90 fitting that was used. Look at that. Because there was no tile tape. But I bet the guy gave him a good price for it. Whole house. Roof runoff. I don't know, there's a little bit of everything at this house. So this one was done in PVC, and they used a 2x3 adapter. So then they had to use another 2x3 adapter and do this jerry-rigged. I don't even know what to say about this stuff, but this is what we see all the time. I'm just now finally starting to video it. I never used to video all the crazy stuff that we see on a daily basis. I just get right to how to fix it correctly, but now I'm going to show it. Just going to start exposing these guys, all these guys that run around. Hey, I'll do your downspouts, $300 a piece. Okay, that's what they do right there. That's what you get for $300 a downspout. Downspout 911 right here. So we got another downspout right here. That just ends right there. Terrible, and I'll tell you why this is terrible. So what happens is, through capillary action, when you dump the water only 4, 5, 6, 7 feet, through capillary action, the soil wicks the water back to the footing, back to the foundation, whatever that may be. It's just like taking a napkin, put the corner of the napkin in a puddle on your table. Walk away, come back 15 minutes later, and the whole napkin is soaked. Why is that? Because it drew all that water in. That's capillary action. Through capillary action, this water here makes it right back to your foundation. So you didn't do anything besides make yourself maybe feel better. And that's only if you didn't know about capillary action. So here's another one of these accordion things. I don't know, they're cheap. They're made in China. They're garbage. They don't last. So this one's not painted yet, but you can see that the gentleman put a brand new downspout right here with a wide mouth. That's great, because now with our leaf filter, he's going to be all set. Our leaf filter will grab up all the leaves, and the leaves will not get stuck in these 90s anymore, because it's now a 3x4 versus a 2x3. You know, and people, they don't realize when those plug, I mean, you think everything's right in life, but your gutter's pouring over right at the footing. Yeah. You know, so it's so important to take care of that. And then it gets the homeowner up on a ladder. I don't want to be on a ladder. Right. I mean, that's the last thing we need, is to be up on a ladder, you know? So with our system, and when you go to a 3x4 downspout, you take care of all that maintenance just right at the ground level.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this house is 30 years old, but I had to learn the hard way, and I got 17 piers, vertical piers.
Really?
Put in the house here, right around the back. And then in the front, you see where it's all with a front porch?
Yeah, I was wondering why that was like that.
There's 2 more piers right there.
So it was settling on you.
Yeah.
That's not cheap, putting those piers in.
No. No, it wasn't.
Well, you restored the house beautifully. You can't even tell that that happened. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't see that. I didn't even, no hint of that, really.
Right.
So the cement company is going to take care of the rest of the walk. The cement company is going to put in a new walk. Our job is to run all the downspouts so that this gentleman doesn't have to have any more issues with his home. So look how far away we are. Isn't that something? Get that water far away from the house. You don't want the water to be wicked back through capillary action. So we have an excavator on site, but we don't have to bring the turf mats back here, build a road all the way to this one. The guys have a system. They'll put a road down one side of the house. So Cal, he did all this by hand. It's a pretty long run. Just because it's a long run, he's not cutting corners. Doing a great job. All right, it's a pro kit. It's a pro kit. We got the not quite a 90. We got the dual wall riser. Look at this 3x4 leaf filter. Nice upgrade that the homeowner did. Look at these roots the guys are chopping out. We have this big river birch. So we're gonna grab this downspout, that downspout, and the one on the back of the house, take it all to the storm drain. This tree has this whole front yard lifted. It's the only way we're getting the water out of here. So what trees will do as the years go by, all those little roots become really big. Roots that start out the size of literally a piece of human hair become the size of my pinky, become the size of my wrist. Next thing you know, they're the size of my thigh. These big trees develop big roots. Well, when all that wood is growing underground, it raises the ground. You have all this wood mass that's growing, and it just pushes what's there for subsurface soil up. So that's why you see a lot of trees are mounded. You look at these big old beautiful trees and you're like, wow, it's like on a pitcher's mound. The whole yard is raised, and you think, wow, why did they grade it that way? They didn't. That's what happens with these trees. So this front yard, this whole front yard is just humped up. So there's like this area right here. We're just going to run a nice sloped line across the front, down the side. We got good fall in the back. Dump it in a storm drain. This guy will never have any issues ever again. It's a shame that he experienced what he experienced with the helical piers. He had 17 helical piers installed under this house. His house was settling, and the basement wall was cracking. His brick veneering was cracking, and you could see that basically the house was cracking in the middle and it was separating. So he had to get some helical piers. I'm telling you, take care of your water problems. Stop postponing it. Stop putting it off. All right, so the homeowner and I had a conversation, and basically what happened was, I'm going to show you. So you see this crack? Let's keep following this crack. I'm showing you as we go. Okay. So what happened was the house cracked here, and it cracked in the same place on the other side. And the basement wall cracked too. mean, it's definitely always going to play on his mind, if these downspouts were done properly, would that have been the difference to not having to need helical piers? More common than you think. All right, look at this. Look at this. Woo! Mama, don't let your boys grow up to be drainage contractors, because it ain't easy. You probably got to be a little crazy. What do you think? You got to be a little crazy to be a drainage contractor?
Oh yeah.
For sure, huh? All right, so the guys used 3.5-inch pipe on this downspout. So most of the dirt went back in. We did take a couple buckets away already, but man, that 3.5 for this single run is going to be phenomenal. It's going to work on that probably about, I think we're about 25 feet is where we're at with that run. It's going to work really well for this homeowner. All right, so the men are hand digging because of this gas line. We got it flagged and marked. So we have to be really careful coming through this section. The guys have been unearthing everything by hand. We're going to start this line off on 4-inch. When you have a line that goes from the front all the way down the side, down the back to a storm drain, you want 4-inch pipe. What's going to happen on a run that long, water is going to slow down. It loses its velocity. And as it starts to slow down during a really long, sustained thunderstorm, you know, sometimes you'll get, you know, thunderstorm that come through, flash flood. And it could be, you know, just 45 minutes straight and then just dump, you know, 3-4 inches of rain. So we want to make sure that this doesn't back up to the point to where water starts coming out of the leaf filter vent. We want to put 4-inch pipe through here. That pipe has a lot of area, as you guys know. It's going to displace a lot of water. So if the water does start to slow down and then it starts to back up, I'm not going to be worried. It's going to make it through that big rain event. But that's why we're going to do 4-inch from that corner. We're going to grab up all the downspouts all the way, take it to the back. So Cale put this drain line about 30 feet out. He just kept digging until he seen break in the grade. And the grade finally breaks right here. So I know most people only do 10 feet. That's it. I've even seen 5 feet and then a pop-up. I get it. It's not fun. It's not easy. But do it right once and you won't have to revisit it. If you don't do it right, you'll have to revisit it at some point. It's just going to cost you down the line. So Cale's using the 3.5. Again, this is just a single 3x4 downspout. This is nothing. 3.5 is going to keep up with that downspout, no problems. He sealed up that catch basin really good. Always tape where the coupler is on the catch basin and where the pipe is on the coupler. Tape that up real good, seal it really good. Cale is one of our best. I like following him when I'm recording because you guys get a really good example on the right way to run an underground buried downspout system. Notice how his foot is on the pipe. You don't want the catch basin to raise up and have the stone go under it and then the catch basin is too high. You want to make sure that the downspout lines stay at the bottom of the trench. They have to be touching the bottom of the trench. And then you just over dig the hole underneath the catch basin, let it levitate so that the stone can just roll under it. This is a beautiful example on how to install one of our pro kits. Got a 3x4 black leaf filter, got the dual wall riser. Right here is a not quite a 90. Look at how high Cale started. He started up so high with that not quite a 90 so that he can get slope right away. If you dig too deep right away, man, you made your job hard. So you can see how shallow that line is. There's barely any dirt covering it there. So Cale's installing this pop-up emitter. He's doing the same thing as what he did with the catch basin. He oversized the hole for the pop-up. He's going to pour pea stone on drain fabric so that the dirt doesn't migrate into the pea stone. Now, Cale did not tape the pop-up emitter on. Never tape the pop-up emitter on. You just snap it on, no tape. So the idea behind that, when it's raining really hard, the water's going to come flying out. Then when it's done raining, what's left in the line will just leach away into this leach pit that we created at the pop-up emitter. Then there'll be no water in the line. Now we're here in the north, so we don't want these lines to freeze up in the winter. Every time it thaws, we want them ready and waiting. You don't have to be particular with the fabric. All my guys got their own techniques, but it's nothing pretty. You're gonna end up putting some dirt on that fabric in between the plate and the fabric. There'll be a little bit of dirt. So that's why you want to cover that really well. You don't want the dirt to migrate into the leach field there, that little leach pit. You don't want that to happen. You want to keep that pea stone with all its voids open, ready and waiting to leach water, and then it moves through the veins of the pea stone and it comes in contact with a lot of the subsurface soil, and the water slowly leaches away. Now look at this. Look at this. Is the after. Can you believe this? This is the after. I mean, we haven't, hit it with the leaf blower yet, but this is the after. I got to brag on this crew. I mean, they take such pride in their work. Ran that downspout far away from the home, took it to where the grade breaks. It's pretty flat through here, and then it comes down real nice. Did a real nice job. Now they're connecting a 4-inch pipe over here. We use the female adapter for this on the Not Quite a 90. That's a 4-inch female. Royal blue is all 4-inch fittings. The light blue is all 3.5. That's pretty much all we use anymore. On occasion, there's a few techniques where we need 3-inch pipe, and those are our white fittings. Everything's color coded. That way you're not reaching for a part and mistaking one for a different size. So you want to tape up where that fitting connects to the pipe and where the fitting connects to the Not Quite a 90. Always tape the Not Quite a 90 on both ends. Do not tape the leaf filter where it goes in the riser. There's no need for that. It's not going to leak. The tape's just going to be unsightly. You don't need to do that. So the guys now, they're working the trench bottom for a really, really good slope. I mean, they do such good work. So this downspout went into a leach line. Heck, did you know that was here? I didn't even know there was going to be a leach pipe here.
Yeah.
Was that a French drain, or was that just like a leach pipe for the end of the downspout?
It was just for the downspout.
Okay.
It goes to the drain.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's all plugged up. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
We're going to replace it. We don't trust anything, unless we put it in.
Yeah, exactly.
We see all kinds of different things, though,
Oh, I'm sure.
Everybody's got their own idea to this. And that's fine.
Yeah. Well, everybody tries to cut corners where they can.
Did you do that? Was that a DIY?
Oh, no.
That was the landscaper offered that?
Actually, my neighbor.
Oh, okay.
He, I forgot what happened, but he did that.
He was in between jobs, and you were doing him a favor by giving him a job. One thing that I like to talk about when I'm doing a downspout video is how important it is to catch the water right at the downspout. So many guys just leave this big gap between the downspout and the catch basin. They put a catch basin here, and they let the water fall in the catch basin, and now it's splashing all over the house, and there's moss, there's algae, there's mildew. We grab the water right at the source. Once you let it go, it's a nightmare to gather it all. You just can't. Grab it right at the end of the downspout, take it all the way to a pop-up or a storm drain. In this case, this line's going to a storm drain. So we're not going to put the catch basin here. There's going to be a new sidewalk put in here. We're going to put the catch basin right here, and that's fine. It's super easy to just go inside the leaf filter, take this center out, take your garden hose, push it in, run some water through it, chase any shingle gravel to the catch basin. Now, this center piece of the screen has 2 large lugs and 1 small lug. The small lug goes on the bottom. There you go. I was holding the camera, no problems. And then if your screen lines up, you put it in correct. So many contractors skip the tile tape. That's what seals it and makes it watertight. It's not just going to prevent it from leaking, but it's going to prevent the roots from getting in it. I even know guys that install PVC and they don't glue the joints. They say that's so it doesn't crack in the winter. Okay, but now the roots can get in. Either way, you're going to end up with problems. We see roots completely destroy PVC. We see PVC crack, whether it's glued or not, to be honest with you. I just think there's no winning with the PVC for yard drainage. That's why we adhere to the corrugated pipe. I mean, more than 40 years of experience. We see what failure looks like. We tear out a lot of failed drains. Male to female with the direction of flow. Make sure it's male to female. The pipe is the acting male. This is a female coupler. We got a lot of roots here, so we do all of our connections the same way, whether there's trees or not. But a lot of contractors, they just skip this step. They don't want to spend the extra money. But they'll be willing to do a downspout for you for about 300 bucks. That's what that looks like. Now this is a male coupler, and the pipe is now the female coupler. Male to female with the direction of flow. Everything that we have is a quick connect. It's easy for the DIY and contractor. Time is money, contractors and homeowners. We know you don't need to be running up to the store, buying parts, 3, 4, 5 trips up there for every DIY job. We know what it looks like, especially drain parts. And then you got to buy a box of screws, and you got to run screws through everything because that's the only way it's staying on. Our stuff is all made to fit great, goes together quick and fast. All right, so we have all these guides for drilling holes in our catch basin. This is a small drill bit. You don't want real big holes. You don't want to be losing a lot of water in your catch basin. These holes are for after you move the majority of the bulk water. What's left in this basin can leach away into the subsurface soil. All right, so the guys are going to connect the Y on this 4-inch main line to pick up this other downspout. I want to show you how to do that. So we have a male to female 4-inch Y. The pipe is the acting male. Always stand on the pipe when you're backfilling it. Otherwise, the dirt will push it out of alignment, and the dirt will roll under it. You work so hard for that perfect trench bottom, that nice smooth trench bottom. You don't want to lose that. So stand on the pipe, work as a team. The guys will go like every 5 feet. We found the builder's burial ground. Slab of concrete randomly on the side of the house. Buried. They probably brought some fill in. So right here we have dark bark mulch. The homeowner is going to get this top dressed when he gets everything done. He's got some concrete work he's going to have done. We use the black top for a catch basin. It's blacked out and it gets lost in landscapes. It's just lost in the shadows. It works really well. It's also available in a beige. All right, check this out. We still have to hit it with a leaf blower and stand it back up. The grass was cut out around the pop-up. This is the after. When we come in and do an install, we take really good care of the homeowners. Now, the blower will fluff it up. If we got to put a little grass seed and straw down, we will. Doesn't look like we'll have to do that here. The homeowner will be told to water this a couple times a day to keep the top wet. Don't have to deep soak it. It has no roots. Deep soaking will not do it any good. You just want to keep the top wet. If you're in Texas or Florida, you're going to have to water this 3-4 times a day, but just keep the top wet while these seams grow together. Once they burn, if they burn because you miss watering, it's going to take 10 times longer for this side to grow back if you let the seams burn. Always tape your Y fittings. Always tape them. Now that we have a male to female Y, you don't have to go crazy taping this fitting anymore. We still put some tape on it. We got tree roots. We want to keep the tree roots out, but we don't have to use 1/3 of the roll on it anymore. All right, so Francisco went ahead and used hydraulic concrete. Look at that. Beautiful. This is the discharge line to this roof runoff system. Did a really nice job. He put the pipe through, sealed it up with hydraulic concrete. Guys, this is code. This is code. If you're not using this, it's not going to pass any kind of inspection. This is the right concrete, guys. Francisco went ahead, used the hydraulic concrete. So right here, Francisco's hooking up a piece of our solid armor in 4-inch. He's going to hook that up to a piece of dual wall that we put through the sidewall of the storm drain. So as we go through all the tree roots, notice how this piece of pipe is one piece of pipe. You can't do this with PVC. You're going to have glue joints down the side of this house. Everywhere you need a fitting, everywhere you have 2 pieces of pipe that you're joining, there's going to be a glue joint. Then the roots are going to find their way in. PVC glue hardens. It's not elastic like our tile tape. So right here we got 100 feet of pipe. That's where it ended. It goes all the way around to the front. And we have a few Ys where we widen downspouts, but that's it. And everything's taped up real good. You don't want to leave even a drop of water in the main line. You don't want to leave any water behind. So you want this to drop off really steep grade right at the storm drain. Make sure you leave enough pipe for the hub. And in this case, we have 2 hubs and a male receptacle. There you go. That easy. And once you put that together, it's not coming apart. You're not coming back from that. This whole system is male to female. Now we have a male coupler in this end. The pipe's acting female. Super easy to tile tape right now. As you're putting it together, tile tape it. Just make sure your basin's pointing down, that the sediment trap is pointing down. This will literally be the last connection in this whole system. This is the old formula, and it's really, really hard to work with. It's really stiff. It's heavy. It's strong. But it's a French drain man's high octane old formula. Really nice work. We have a 3x4 leaf filter. This beautiful brick veneering. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. And this dark trim, they go so well with this black leaf filter. Start out shallow. See the top of the not quite a 90 right there. Start sloping. So Cal's gonna put at least one riser on, maybe two. This is how you get your catch basin top to grade. You don't raise the catch basin. If you do that, you lose that perfect slope on your line. So each one of those risers is 2 inches. So we needed 4 inches of rise to get the catch basin top to grade. We could use a black catch basin top. Gets lost in the shadows of the landscape. Again, just wrap your pea stone so the dirt doesn't fill the voids. We drilled all those holes in the catch basin so that the water can leach away. After a big rain, what's left for water in this catch basin can leach away. All right, the guys are putting the yard back together again. It's looking real good. This is the after. Want to make sure I add that. This is not the before, this is the after. A lot of tree roots. Sod was real thin here. We're going to have to put some seed and straw down. 4 downspouts on a 4-inch main. Homeowner's really happy. I'm really happy because look, he's carrying a check right there. He's got a check that says French Drain Man on it, so that means he's happy. So once every 2 years, if you just pop this out with a screwdriver and take your wet dry vac and just suck out the catch basin, you'll get all the shingle gravel.
Yep.
You know, as a roof gets older, it loses more shingle gravel.
Right.
So if you have a newer roof, you won't see a lot collect in them. But if it's an old roof, you know, it'll fill them up. So after a couple years, they'll need it. So right here, you don't have to check this until fall, and you don't have to check it weekly. You only check it after each really good rain.
Okay.
Because the rain's going to be what causes anything to come down. Now, you have, you know, some gutter helmets or something up there already.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're going to see any organics. You might not see anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at least you have this. Now, if you want, like once every 2 years, you can put your garden hose in here.
Okay.
Basically, the center comes out like that.
Oh, all right.
So you can put your garden hose in there, and when you pop the top off the catch basin,
yeah, you'll see the water flowing through, right?
Yeah, I like to push the hose right through the not quite a 90, and I like to push it until I see it in the catch basin. That way, if there's any shingle gravel that's built up in the line. Now, this here has been keyed. There's a big lug here, there's a big lug here, and there's a little lug down here. Okay. The little lug goes on the bottom. So if you ever put this in and it doesn't line up with the rest of the grate, you know that you have it in wrong. So it goes in and out Really, really nice.
Okay, you gotta turn it a little bit.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice. We really worked on that, by the way, and we did have to put some extra work in that, but we got it 100% now.
Yeah.
And that's it. So this is vented, just like the vent on a gas can. When you chase fluid with air, it accelerates, and nothing's ever going to happen, but it does protect us. If grass grows over a pop-up emitter, the water will vent here, opposed to just cascading over the gutter. All right, the guys got some grass seed. They put some topsoil down, and they got grass seed. So you put the grass seed down, then you put the straw down. You can see where the guy's been adding some topsoil. They filled this in with topsoil, these areas. And it'll grow. All that new grass seed will grow. Heck, the homeowners tell me the same thing. I wish my whole lawn was as good as the seed you guys put down. Every detail matters. 6 weeks time, this will all be knitted together and look fantastic. You won't even be able to tell we were here. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions regarding this installation, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.